What's going on, guys? This is Javier with another episode of Boulder Media Radio. Hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday. I'm a few minutes late. Had to get some things going on around the house. So hope you guys had a good or having a great Tuesday, great weekend. And so what I'm here is to talk about another episode that we have host weekly on Tuesdays at 9:30. In our case, 9:40. So my apologies, but this episode we're talking about is how to build a strong online presence, okay? And this is kind of where I would say is my specialty, okay? I tend to do very well on helping companies build a better online presence, and this is an area where people don't seem to put a lot of attention to. They think that this whole online thing, this is what I kind of get from talking to prospects over the phone. They think this whole online thing is ridiculous, and they can't believe it, and they hate the social media. They hate all online stuff, and they just can't stand it, and they wish it would go away. The other side of it almost thinks as though it's gonna go away, and that the only way of doing business is old traditional ways of like referrals and just networking. Now, I'm not saying that those are both wrong. I'm not implying any of that, okay? But what I am going to imply is that you need to understand that your online presence has to be out there, okay? And it has to be powerful. It has to have authority. It has to have something. It has to have some meat on it, okay? And a lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis or enough emphasis on their online presence. They think and they have this mentality of, I'm comfortable with my business. It's fine where it is. I don't need this. I don't need that. And so the issue with all of this is what happens whenever your lead generation or your client acquisition plans of like referrals dries out. And if you say, well, never dry out. People always refer me. Trust me, it will dry out. When the next recession hits and no one can afford your services, no one's going to refer you. Do you see what's going on? All right. Or better yet, as social media and online presence and everything else in the world of the internet, if you will, gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because there are no signs that this is going to be shrinking. But as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you're playing, not knowing, or playing small, or not wanting to invest time into this whole social media stuff, or internet marketing, or email marketing, texting, geo-mapping, messengers, all this stuff. Your whole not playing that is going to make you a small player in a space that everyone can compete equally, okay? The days of marketing where the person that has the most money always wins is starting to get like closer and closer. Like the gap between not enough money to market and a lot of money to market are closing up. And it's because of platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Google, YouTube. All these platforms are providing an opportunity for businesses to compete at a level that is equal with everybody else. The difference that makes you succeed is what you're offering to your audience, who you're going after. And so this is why you have to put emphasis in creating an online presence for your business, okay? And I'm going to give you some key tips that helps with improving and getting your online presence for your business to be better than what it currently is. And so what I notice is that some people don't really put the time into doing this. And this is where you need to actually hire someone, okay? If you're not going to put the time into do this, like the resources to do it correctly, you need to hire someone to handle your marketing, okay? You need to hire someone to handle your online presence. You need to hire someone to manage the things that you are not good at doing. It's the whole 80-20 rule, guys. If 80% of your time, okay, so if you're spending most of your time on 80% of the stuff that brings you money, which isn't probably a lot, then you're wasting your time, okay? So if marketing and building an online presence and helping expand your business online, via all these other platforms that I just mentioned is not what you want to do, and all you want to do is, if you're a roofer, all you want to do is like build roofs, or if you're a plumber, all you want to do is just, install plumbing and toilets and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you still need to operate your business in a professional manner and get in front of your clients, get in front of the people that are needing you. And so this is where you need to hire somebody to manage the things that you don't like doing. Okay? I mean, a great example, people have contacted Boulder Media Solutions to help them with, say, a website design. Okay? Tell you what, I do not design websites, but I have people that I work with, that I refer out, part of my team, if you will, that I trust, that I know that design great websites. And so it's not that I don't like it, it's just I'm not as efficient as other people. And so I can help in those areas. And if you're saying, well, what if I just hire somebody else to design me a website? That is totally fine, but there are other things that you may need. This person may just be a web designer. I'm big picture marketing that needs to figure out what are your pain points, okay? And so for you to have an online presence that's powerful, that has authority, you need to follow these steps. So number one, you need to have some sort of digital publication, okay? It's easier than ever before to publicize your information on the internet, okay? And it's never been at this point like all of a sudden people that do Facebook Lives or do podcastings or do webcasts and all that stuff have more authority, and they are the loud voices, if you will, of the world that I guess the best way to kind of put this is that people listen to. And so if you aren't publicizing your content on digital platforms, then you are missing out on a level of business that will probably listen to you if you had good content to give out. Hence why I'm using Facebook Lives. All right, I'm recording this as well too. I'll be posting this on YouTube. I'll be putting this onto into our podcast. I'll be putting this into our blog. Trust me, I have an entire plan to have all of this content, all this information leveraged in our digital world. So what I'm saying is that if you're going to, build that online presence, you need to have digital publication. And so that includes video. Video, now that Instagram is starting to challenge YouTube, then that's where you're going to want to put some content on there. Depending on your account and depending on how many followers your Instagram account has, you're going to be looking at either 10 minutes to as much as 60 minutes of video content, okay? And so if you can't do video, that's okay. You can do images, you can do short little 60-second commercials. Whatever the case is, you can do those things. What I'm getting to is that you need to get into video, like what I'm doing. Facebook Lives are great. You can do them on your personal page. You can do them in your private group page and build a community. You can do them in all sorts of ways, okay? You can also do them on YouTube, which YouTube is a number 2 search engine right now, right behind Google, which Google owns is YouTube. So what I'm getting to is that you have all these video publications and opportunities. Snapchat, depending on your demographic, if you're going for more of the teenagers to like young 20s, if that's your demographic, if that's who you're trying to pull to and target to, Snapchat's a great demographic to go after. I'm not saying that 30-year-olds aren't using Snapchat. It's just, again, you got to understand your demographic, where they stand, where they are, what they hang on, what platforms they use, that sort of stuff. And then from there, you target them using those platforms, all right? So video is number 1. Podcasting, that's another thing that you need to get into to help create that strong online presence. There are different podcasting services. The one that we'll be using is called Libsyn. And so they're one of the top podcasting services that allow you to post your content online, and then they host the podcast for you. So, which is really nice because if you are starting off podcasting, you don't want to host that on your own servers because then you're going to have to manage all these other things. Again, spend time on the things that has the most value for your business, okay? So podcasting is the next thing. Next is going to be doing lives. So like I said, Facebook Live is a great platform to get to your audience. And so as you can tell, I always title my Facebook Lives with Boulder Media Radio, episode whatever, and then whatever the topic is. I try to find topics that are that are important, that are going to be valuable to people in the business world that don't understand, what it takes to grow their business. Hey, what's up, William? How you doing, man? So with that said, what I'm getting to is that make sure you guys are taking advantage of this. All right. The last thing is blogging. All right. And so, I hear this from people time to time is they say that, well, I don't know what to blog about, or I don't have time to blog, or you know what, guys? You do know what to blog about. You just got to sit down and write out things that people ask you questions about all the time. Okay. So, a great example is that if you're a landscaper and people always ask you, what's the cost of landscaping? Well, it all depends. Write a blog about that. And if you're like, well, I'm not a good blogger, I don't know how to write really well, that's okay. Maybe what you do is you say it out verbally, use an app called like Dictation, and you have it transcribed, and then you can edit it. So it's a lot easier to go in those routes as well too. So what I'm getting to, guys, is that you need to make sure you take the time to use digital publication. So what I went over is video, podcasting, live videos like what we're doing right now, and blogging. All right, those are 4 things that you can use for digital publication. How you create your content, that's all up to you. Number 2 is social media marketing. Okay, so this is an area of expertise that I'm pretty good at doing. I'm great at getting results for businesses that need to grow their online presence via social media. And that's either with, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is something that we've been kind of like, dabbing in. It's a very, very cool platform to market in, just because, the way Facebook is getting into, the way the YouTube is getting into commercial building, it's really cool. Like, you pay for only a certain amount of time of your commercial if people watch it, which is different. Okay, Instagram is getting into this area. They realize that they need to challenge YouTube, and you're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff. So social media marketing, okay, and this doesn't just mean putting a post. Okay, this doesn't mean doing a boosted post, right? So it drives me up the wall when people say like, well, I boosted a post and I don't understand why it's not getting any traction. You flippin' boosted a post, guys. You didn't create an ad. You didn't create a campaign. You didn't create a strategy. All you did is you just threw money at something and expected someone to actually buy something. All right, think about this. All right, when was the last time you walked down let's say a state fair or fair in your or something that got a bunch of different businesses were all there and they all threw things at your face? Did you buy everything in front of you? Did you buy everything in front of you? More than likely, no. And it took you a while to get sold on some of the stuff. You're like, I don't know if I want to buy this necklace, even though it was handmade. It's all right. Like, you got to understand, guys, is that even you as a consumer are, you want to be sold properly. You want people to know what your pain points are, what your challenges are. And though you don't convey that information, you want that because you don't buy things unless it solves a problem. Okay? Period. You don't buy stuff unless it's going to solve a problem for you. Last year I bought a set of golf clubs. You know why I bought golf clubs? Because it was going to solve a problem for me. Because my current golf clubs was not helping my golf game. Okay? I was too tall for the clubs. I was not hitting the ball as far as I'd like and as accurate as I'd like. It was throwing my game off. Not that I have game, okay? But what I'm trying to get to is, don't boost, create campaigns. Yeah, that's totally it, William. So what I'm trying to get to, guys, is that boosting posts is literally flushing money down the toilet. If you want to flush money down the toilet, let me give you my address so you can send me some money, because then that's what you're doing to your boosted post, okay? And so I'm happy to send you that address. I'm happy to take your money. Facebook is really happy to take your money if you're going to be ignorant, all right? And I don't want to call you out, but I'm just simply trying to say is that you don't want to waste your time on that. Create ad campaigns that have a strategy and have a purpose behind your marketing, okay? So, which is why you need to use social media marketing. Some people always complain, and I hear this a lot, is like, well, Facebook ads doesn't work. It does work. Over 1 billion people are using Facebook, okay? There are several businesses, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of businesses that are using Facebook that are generating a lot of revenue in their company, okay? And if you're like, well, they have more money. No, they're more strategic. I said this at the beginning of this podcast, is that with social media and digital marketing in the digital world that we are in today, you have gotten to a level playing field, almost level, to where you can compete with the top dogs. It's now based off of what your offers are, what your ad copy is, how compelling you have, how compelling your offers are, how compelling the information is, if you're solving a problem, if you are at least helping people out. So my point is that you have to make sure you are out there in your marketing world of social media. Get into Instagram, get into YouTube, get into Snapchat, get into Facebook. Those are probably the 4 major platforms right now, right? It's going to get bigger. And the other part, and I've already said this, but I'm going to go over it again in a second, is make sure you're consistent with your marketing. Have a plan. Don't expect to just put one ad out and you get thousands of people in. This is what drives me up the wall. Is I've worked with clients and they're like, you've been doing this for a month and I haven't gotten any leads. Yeah, no shit. We've been doing this for a month. Okay? Like, we have to figure out what your audience is like, because what you describe to me as your audience is not who's attracted to what we're offering right now. So there's got to be some sort of disconnect, and so to figure out what your audience wants, it's really based on experimentation and finding the right strategy. Okay, every demographic is different. All right, I get them results quickly, immediately. Others, it takes time, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. If you're in business for tomorrow, then don't work with me. If you're in business for 10 years down the road, contact me, because I can help you come up with a strategy to help make your business grow. Okay. All right. Number 3 on helping create a strong online presence is going to be email content marketing. Email is not dead. Okay. Email is still alive and it is going strong. Email is a valid form of marketing. Email is free. Email will grow your business if you do it correctly. All right? Don't believe me? Then why the hell are so many top businesses using email to grow their list, to get more purchases? Like, why are they sending you weekly emails? And you're like, I'm sick of it. You might be sick of it, but the other 100 people aren't sick of it. Okay? The other 10,000 people aren't sick of it. You know why they're not sick of it? Is because they see the value on some of the things that they're getting. They're like, oh, sweet, there's a deal for Amazon to buy X. Oh, great, I can buy this now. Do you see what I'm trying to get to, guys? Is that when you guys have an email list and you let it sit there, you literally have a pile of cash that's like buried in your backyard and you expect it to grow. That's exactly what your email list is like if you're not doing anything with it. It's like literally you had a pile of cash. You're like, man, I've got $20K. I'm gonna go dig a hole in the backyard and see if this thing increases in revenue. I hope I get a 10% interest over the next 20 years. That's exactly what you did with your email list. You let it die. All right, you bury $20K in the ground. Guess what you get out whenever you take it out of the ground? $20K. Okay, if you're lucky, unless someone else finds it, then you have nothing. All right, so what I'm trying to help you with is that you need to have email marketing set up. Do you understand why I said at the beginning that you have to have these things in order, like social media marketing, and create a campaign? That campaign goes into email marketing as well too. And then you create what I like to call is like a drip campaign or a drip email campaign. And what you do is you try to sell them on whatever service or offer or product that you brought them on in. So if you brought that person on I don't know, a $20 product, then they didn't buy from you, but they opted in because they want to learn more about this whatever you're offering. Then what you do is you continue to sell them on this, or you upsell them. You say, hey, you bought this $20 product. Do you want to buy something else, or do you want to check into this, or do you want to get this for free? Do you see what's going on? And you use this to warm up the people that opted in, and you do that over the next 14 to 28 days. Depends on your demographic, who you're targeting. Depends on who you're going after as far as your target market. Depends on your offer. Depends on a lot of different stuff about how long these emails are. But I get people saying, "Well, I'm afraid to send a lot of emails because it might get people upset." Really? Are you afraid of like those one or two people that are going to email you and say, "Stop spamming me," even though they opted in? Okay, do you guys understand what the whole thing of spamming is? It's when someone sends you multiple emails, okay, offering, selling, doing something without your consent. Make sense? That's spamming, all right? Like basically selling you random junk, all right? And they do it continuously, all right? I will cold email somebody, okay? And when I cold email them, it's just simply ask them if they are interested in X. All right, that's not spamming. Do you know why it's not spamming? Because if they say no thank you, I take them off my list. All right? So don't be concerned that you're going to be spamming people with continuous email. You have to be in front of these people. You have to be in front of them, guys. You have to make sure that you're sending them enough emails to where they're like, you know, I get a lot of emails from this guy, and people keep buying from him. I see him all the time on Facebook. I see videos on him. I see him on YouTube. He seems like he has, a lot of content. He's got his own podcast now. He's blogging. This guy must actually know what he's talking about. He must know what he's selling. He must understand. Do you see what's happening? So, but the only way to get that out there is by having follow-up content. All right. So what happens is that people will probably do a drip campaign, but then they'll let their email list die. You can't let your email list die. You can't let it go cold. And so if your email list has gone cold and it's died and you've done nothing to it, you have to find ways to warm it up. And you can't warm it up by just saying, "Hey, buy this from me." How would you feel? Oh, wait a second. You don't like this. You don't like walking down the street, at a fair or whatever, and people trying to sell you stuff all the time. You get ticked off, don't you? But if someone warms you up and say, "Hey, do you play golf? Hey, are you thirsty? Are you craving something to quench your thirst? Do you want some nice, tasty lemonade?" And you're like, "You know what? I am thirsty. I think I am going to have a lemonade." Or someone's out there has some sort of golf object thing, and they're like, "Is your golf game horrible? Are you trying to improve it?" And you're like, "My golf game is pretty bad. Let me see what this guy has to offer." It's because they're solving a problem, all right? They're solving a problem that you have. And they're warming up to you. They found something that warms you up. And that's how email marketing works. You are solving a problem, and you're trying to warm them up, and you're trying to gain their trust to listen to more of what you have to say, to the point where they will consider you as the authority, as the figure of where all the information for X comes from. And that is important. That's what you need to do to build that email presence, okay? So don't think that email marketing is dead, okay? And this goes for other avenues. I'm not going to go into all of them, but texting, Messenger, and then any other, there's going to be more coming soon, okay? But texting and messaging, those two are strong. And some people say, "Well, I'm afraid to text." And I was in that boat several years ago, but texting is an area where you can get to very quickly. You can get very quick yes/no responses. You can get, quick, meetings, or you can get them to quickly, click on a link, because everyone has their phone on them. All right. So last, number 4 is to help build your strong online presence is offering value. Okay. This is the part that most business owners do not understand. And it's because you are trying to sell as opposed to give. If you're going to sell all day long, you know what? Why don't you just become I'm sorry to say this, a used car salesman, okay? I have nothing against used car salesmen. And I actually purchased a car from a used car salesman 3 months ago for my wife, okay? Great experience. Amazing experience. It was not like that sleazy used car salesman kind of thing, okay? It was good stuff. So what I'm saying here, though, is that when you guys are basically getting, offers on stuff, you want to see value, okay? You want to see someone actually value what you have to offer, okay? So when you are interested in buying something, you are not going to buy it all the time for just the product. You're buying it for the value of that product. What is this product? Not necessarily monetarily what it's worth, but what does it bring you? Okay. If it's a service, you're buying the value of that service. Okay. A great example is, say, if you're a massage therapist. All right. Yeah, give away the best content. That's right, William. So let's say you're a massage therapist. Okay. How do you deliver value as a massage therapist? There's lots of ways. Do you have a lot of pain in your neck? Do you constantly find yourself not being able to turn your head a certain direction? Do you feel as though you don't have the flexibility that you used to 5 years ago, let alone a year ago? You know, do you see what's going on? And then by you pulling out these things, and then here's the thing: if you're a massage therapist, and then giving them value on how to fix some of these things, and not say, come see a massage therapist, come see, so-and-so so I can fix it. No, don't say that. Give them some stretches, give them some exercises, give them some stuff, and they'll be like, oh, wow, I self-cured myself. And then eventually they're going to start seeing that you keep doing that, and then they're going to be like, I should just go see this person and see what they offer and see what they do and see what they can do for me. And so what I'm getting to, guys, is that you need to offer value in everything that you do. Why do you think I'm doing these free webcasts, lives, and podcasts? Boulder Media Radio, giving out free content. Why am I doing this? It's valuable. The more I put out, the more value I put out to my audience, the more likely they're going to be like, you know what? This Javier guy, I trust him, He seems like he knows what he's talking about. He has a plan. He knows exactly what my challenges are. I want to set up a meeting with him, or I want to talk to him. That is what I personally am trying to do. I'm trying to build trust, okay? I'm not some sort of sleazy car salesman, okay? I'm personally trying to build a very, very legitimate agency that works only in a boutique manner with smaller type companies. I'm not talking, when I say small, I'm not saying like revenue small. I'm talking about size small. Like if you're like, 10 employees, 20 employees, if you're a small to medium sized company, like I think technically speaking, a small company is like 500 or less. Okay. So I didn't say just small, like one man shop type companies. I'm talking about if you are a company that is looking to grow, is looking to compete in your space, is looking to be the authority in your niche. Okay. Then you want someone to help you, I'd love to do that. But the only way for me to gain your trust is to give you value. And the only way to give you value is to put out content. And the only way to put out content is by doing these things. And then you'll start listening to them. And then these will get shared. And these will start going, more viral. And this information, guys, it's not like rocket science stuff, okay? This is not, one of those things that, like I discovered and be like, Javier discovered the 4 keys to a strong online presence. No, this has been around for like ages, okay? I'm putting it out on my platform. I'm putting it out on the way I see it. And so it's going to hit someone that, that works with me or that wants to do business with me, okay? So at the end of the day, guys, I'm not pushing my services on you. I'm simply trying to provide you information. I'm trying to teach you on how to better improve your company. And if for any reason you're like, I know I need to do this, I just don't have time to do all this stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with hiring someone else and you focus on what you are good at doing. If you're a salesperson and you're great at doing sales, then guess what? Maybe you should hire someone to do marketing for you. If you're a marketing person and you are awesome at marketing, but you don't have follow-up processes for people that come in, then you know what? Maybe we need to sit down and create a system for your sales team, for your sales process on how to make sure you leverage all of this. Guys, every company has a hole, all right? Every company has a hole. Make sure this is still running. All right, cool. Every company has a hole. No one has a company that is like running like on all cylinders and it is just like boom, perfect. No one does. Okay? And I'm going to say this one statement, and I'm going to end today's webcast podcast. Is Gary Vee? I said this before. Gary Vee mentioned that his company is what his company is. Gary Vee he runs a digital agency called VaynerMedia. They do a lot of digital marketing, using social platforms, online, and just all sorts of other stuff, right? Anyways, the dude is a genius. He's smart. I like listening to him, but I'm at a point now where listening to him is not increasing my productivity. Okay, because I know exactly what his message is, and so what I need to do is I need to go execute and hustle. So, point being is that he said that, have you ever been to a restaurant where the table wobbles? Okay, and then the way the restaurant fixed that wobbling table is to put some coasters underneath the table so that it's kind of more steady. He goes, that's how my company is like. And this is a multi-million-dollar company, okay, that works with some of the top like the Fortune 10s, Fortune 50s, okay, companies, and he's admitting that his company still operates as though it's a kitchen or a restaurant table where it still kind of wobbles, and you just put a coaster just to fix the problem for a bit until you either get new tables or you get those little new things underneath or whatever. And sometimes they'll never come back. But that's how every company operates. Every single company. But this is what makes a company successful, is understanding where your weaknesses are and putting the right personnel and the right people in those positions to fix those weaknesses. Do you see what's going on? It's not you fixing all the weaknesses. It's putting the right people in the right place with the right tools and the right material to fix those problems, to fix those weaknesses. And if that means that you have to hire a sales team, then that's what it means. If that means that you have to hire a digital agency to do your marketing, then that's what it means. If that means that you need to hire, an HR person for operations and whatnot for internal things, then that's what it means. Do you see what's going on? There's nothing wrong with having a weakness in your company. The difference is what you do to fix that weakness in your company. Okay? So for myself, I know what my weaknesses are in my company. All right? At one point, as we get bigger and we start taking on more clients, it's going to be scaling. It's going to be, how can I deliver the same level of service to all of my clients? That's a legitimate problem. Do I have to worry about that right now? No, because I have the time to manage a lot of things. And then I have to start developing and teaching and hiring staff or teams to scale my business. No difference. Okay? And then there'll come a point where I may not be able to do all my sales calls. So I'm going to have to develop or have someone help with sales calling. Or, do you see what's happening here? What I'm getting to is every company has a weakness and something that's slowing them down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. It's what you do to fix those problems. All right, so I hope I delivered what was number 4, value today. All right. I thought this was a really powerful podcast, actually, and webcast. So I had fun doing this one. This one kind of hits me in the heart, if you will, on developing, strong online presence. It's just fun. I like this. I like this stuff. This stuff really just gets me all jacked up and excited when it comes to helping companies. Is this online presence and helping companies actually look better? All right. So. You guys have a powerful Tuesday. I should probably be doing another live on Thursday. I want to try to get 10, 15 episodes in as quickly as possible. I want this ball rolling. If you guys are watching this on replay, please hashtag replay in the comment section. Hashtag replay in the comment section. And then share this. If you found this valuable and you're like, man, this was really, really good, please share this information. I'd love for you guys to do that. But stay tuned. Boulder Media Radio is our station. Okay, we're going to be having our podcast live here shortly. And then if you guys want to learn more about Boulder Media Solutions and what we can do for you, if you want to set up a time to where we can do a complimentary 30 to 60 minute strategy call. Yes, I said 30 to 60 minute strategy call to help about your company. All right, help build it, help make it strong and powerful. I'm happy to do that. I'm here for you. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you. All right, have a great day, guys. Take care.